Guys, there are spoilers for this film and this review. So, if you don't want to get your head chomped off, go out watch the film, then come back. You have been warned.
Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Ron HD. So yeah, this is going to be a great time.
Hey guys, welcome back to episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm Time HD, and this week we watched Venom, The Last Dance, starring Tom Hardy. Now, this is the third and probably not final Venom movie. It depends on how well this movie does. I'm not even sure, since Sony has not been having a good track record lately. So this movie, I really think, was okay. It wasn't terrible. It was not Madam Web or Morbius levels. God, no. There was at least a tiny bit of entertaining aspects in there. It just didn't kick into next gear for me, and I think it stuck into first gear the entire time. And honestly, it was just okay. But before I go on a whole tangent, why I thought this film was alright, I'll tell you why I thought this film was alright, and more, back at the house. We are Venom. We're gonna need to work on that.
We may not make it out of this alive, buddy.
Eddie, the time has come.
Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Take It Tuesday. I'm Earth and this week we watched Venom, The Last Dance, starring Tom Hardy. This is the third installment in the Venom franchise and the ever-growing Sony villain Spider-Verse, or whatever the fuck that is. Slowly burning and crashing down like the Hindenburg. But, yeah, okay, so, this movie is fine. It's not a crime against humanity like Madam Web. It's not, like, hilariously bad like Morbius. It's not whatever the fuck Kraven the Hunter is going to be. But it's certainly, I think, the weakest Venom film. Because at least the first two Venom films, they were, like, funny. Not, like, in the jokes. The jokes weren't very funny, but, like, the movie, like, ridiculousness, and how stupid everything is, and how stupid every character is, and how stupid the writing is, and how stupid everything was stupid, right? On a technical level, everything was stupid, and that's what made it funny, right? But this movie, I think, kind of lacked the, like, bad... I mean, obviously the dialogue was bad, and the writing wasn't great, but, like, not in a funny way. It was just kind of like this isn't that good kind of way. You know, whenever they would make a shitty joke, I'd just like, I just kind of stare at it like, oh, that wasn't very funny. You know, like, not a single joke made me laugh or even crack a smile, honestly. I mean, I did like the little side plot with, you know, the, like, Area 51 family. I like that. I thought that was entertaining. They were, like, the only side characters that I liked, by the way, which I'll get into later. But this film, I also think, did something really weird where there was no real villain. Like, at all. There wasn't even, like, a villain, because you'd assume the villain to be Null, because everybody was talking about, oh, Null's in this movie, Null's gonna be the villain. But he's not. He's the god of symbiotes, right? And he's, like, this all-powerful being that created the symbiotes and created the symbiote hunters. But the thing is, he's barely in it. He has, like, 3 or 4 scenes, and he's a weird CGI monster, like, with, like, long white hair, and I don't know, it's just weird, because he's the, like, lingering threat, but, yeah, obviously they never fight him, because, I mean, how could you fight that? He's literally a god. What, do you think one symbiote's gonna stop him? Probably not. I mean, maybe, don't kill me, I haven't read the comics, so maybe they do. I don't know. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. I'd love to be wrong. But, yeah, so mainly, the main guys they were fighting were these, like, weird, kind of insect insectoid-type creatures that would, like, chomp up and eat people and eat symbiotes. But, like, the final battle wasn't that fun to watch. Because, you know, in the last two movies, I mean, obviously in Venom 1, it was two trash bags fighting in the wind. Like, they looked weird, and it was, like, the CGI was weird. But in Venom 2, like, he was fighting Carnage. And Carnage looks different. He's skinny and more agile. While, you know, Venom is more big, dumb, and brutish, right? They have clashing styles. But, like, this movie, they're just fighting these weird monsters, and it's like, but I want symbiote fights. You know, I get that we did that 2 times before, but, like, could we just at least get, like, something for the Venom to fight that isn't just the same monster again and again and again? Because that's pretty much, because there's, like, no variation either. They're all the same. They're all the same monster. There's no, like, bigger monster for him to fight or anything. No, they're all the same. All the same monsters. And I don't know if that's nitpicky, but I really just think that it was uninteresting. You know, it was kind of bland. Generic, weird monsters, like, generic monster for the hero to fight. The villain he didn't really have anything compelling about him either. The villain, Null, he didn't really have anything compelling about him either. He's just a guy who's mad at the symbiotes and wants to be let out of his little cage so that he can kill everybody, pretty much. So he can destroy the universe. Is like the super, like the evil murder machine 101, fucking just super generic evil villain for the sake of being evil. Like, obviously, he was barely there. We don't even really know anything about him. At least I don't know anything about him. Maybe the comics, I guarantee the comics probably explains it better than the movie did. Again, let me know if I'm misinformed in the comments. But I really didn't care. You know, Andy Serkis, I'm sorry, but you could not improve this. Even though you are Andy Serkis, you can't. You can't. Sorry, Andy Serkis. I know you're a legend, and you're awesome, but you can't fix this one. Null was incredibly forgettable. And honestly, the whole movie, like, felt kind of directionless, right? Because we were jumping back and forth between Eddie and Venom just doing random shit while being chased by this generic, boring, 4-legged monster, or 6-legged, whatever the fuck. And then it would go to this another boring set piece, like underground in Area 51, with these scientists and these generic soldier guys and this general. And it's like, they expect me to care about these weird characters, like the blonde scientist who got struck by lightning when she was a kid, and the current went through her body and carried over to her brother and killed him. And I guess he always wanted to be a NASA scientist, so she ended up being a scientist. And then there's the other girl, and she has a Christmas pin that her mom gave her. That's the most we know about her. And she's one of the central side characters, and we know jack shit about her. And it's like, I was expecting her to die, because she feels like that expendable side character, right? That you know nothing about. That's one trait, and it's, oh, my mom made me this pin, so I wear it every day in July. Haha, funny Christmas in July joke. Like, it feels like an expendable character, but she's not. She survives. Hell, we know more about the general that fucking kills himself with a grenade more than we know about her. And then it's like, the blonde scientist becomes Agony. If you don't, that's a symbiote in the comics. And it's like, oh, hello, Agony. Wish you were actually in the movie more and you weren't just, like, in it for, like, 2 minutes. Hello, Agony. We're never going to see you again. And talking about symbiotes, let's talk about Toxin. Now, Toxin was teased in Venom 2. Now, you might assume that means we're going to get Toxin in Venom 3. No, viewer. No. You're not getting Toxin because they changed their mind, I guess, because for no reason whatsoever, Toxin just left. He left his host that he was birthed to. For what reason? I don't know. The movie doesn't explain why. He just abandoned him, and then he dies. The only returning character from Venom 2 dies in the most unceremonious way possible. He just gets eaten after, like, saying, "Go, Venom, go!" This generic green symbiote with weird snake legs. It's probably a symbiote in the comics. I don't know. Say whatever in the comments. But it's like, why would you tease Toxin if you're not even going to use him? I mean, I get because you didn't want him to die, but just don't have him die. Have him survive with agony at the end. Have him fight the monsters with agony. I don't know. Maybe just have him do something. You don't need to have every symbiote except Agony die. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just me. But you didn't have to do that. And I think Toxin should have been in this movie. Because I'm like, the only one I recognize is Venom, obviously, and Agony. Those are the only two. It would have been nice to have at least 3 familiar faces in this movie. I mean, I'm certain the other symbiotes were cool. I did like seeing this, like the different symbiotes fight and stuff, and I'm certain those are from the comics. I even recognize some of them, which was cool. It was cool to see those symbiotes. But it's like, it would have been cool to see the symbiote you teased me in the last movie, but fuck me, I guess. Anyway, this film, overall, as I was saying, I just really think this film was kind of bland. But does that mean it was bad? No, not necessarily. Well, I did find certain parts entertaining. Like, I think the climax was alright. I do think the ending was fucking cheesy as fuck with the "Here's to the ones that we lost." You guys know what the fuck that song is. It's like, oh my god. I forgot what it was called. It's a really, like, melodramatic, overdramatic song, and it made me laugh because it's really funny. Like, they do it unironically, too. Like, it's full-on serious, "Oh, no, look at how sad Eddie Brock is," and they play these fucking stupid... It feels like a fucking wedding video with all these stupid past clips from the old movies, from the previous 2 movies. It's so fucking stupid. Oh, God. Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, the film was just whatever. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't amazing. It was just kind of average. And would I recommend it? Not really. I really think, honestly, it's better off if you honestly just watch the first 2 if you really want to watch them, because I think this one just didn't really have a lot for me. It was just kind of average. And with that being said, I think I'd rate this film a 6 out of 10. It was okay. I wouldn't really recommend it. Just watch the first 2, and yeah, I think that's what I would say. I think I'm in peace. So guys, hope you like this video. Share your friends, subscribe, notifications on. Comment down below what you liked it. But you guys know how it goes. I didn't really say that. What I really meant to say was, hope you guys hated this video. Unsubscribe, dislike, tell me what you hate me in the comments. And I've been Runtime HD. Off to free the symbiotes. Shit. I'm trying to hit the closet. I always hit the closet, guys, but I wasn't able to because I do a pancho. You know what I mean? So, I watched this movie, right? And I was watching it, and I just thought, like, wow, this movie is so not funny. And the only things I was laughing at was how stupidly written it was at first. Then it just got sad. And it wasn't funny anymore. And I just sat there like, huh, you're really only doing this so that you can keep the rights to Spider-Man, aren't you, Sony? I can't say I blame you.